Or we're going to go straight to the casters. Okay, Zyra and Perch take it over.
All right, thank you, Suns fan. Game number 2 of Mama's Boys versus Empire. Game 1, of course, that epic nail biter. And man, those kind of games. I'm so glad we have highlights because there were so many ridiculous clutch team fights to go over, man.
Yeah, that was easily one of the best games of the whole tournament.
Oh, look at that first ban there, Purgy.
The Ursa?
Ursa taken out by Empire.
All right. Somebody corrected me on Twitter. They said that when you have Ags on Ursa and you are hexed or silenced, you actually can't use it. And I thought that you could,
so
which makes it
stuns.
so bad.
Yeah. Especially in that game, because Sand King was the only real stun that they had.
And it was useful. It was clearly useful. But if it's not like a Fiend's Grip or a Shackle, I just don't know if the Ags on Ursa is worth it. It certainly wasn't that game. I was talking to Grant about it. He's like, if he just would have bought BKB instead of Ags, it would have done so much more damage. Or he would have done so much more damage in the mid game.
Yeah.
Like, he would have had that right away. He could just jump in, be magic immune for 10 seconds. Yeah, late game, it's a 5-second. But those mid-game fights wouldn't have been like that. He wouldn't have had to worry about burst strikes, slows, last word, all that crap. It would have been so much better.
I completely agree. So what are we looking at in this draft here, Purge? What do we got?
It's a couple good heroes. I think Lina is very likely to get picked. Other than that, there's an AA, so maybe we could see some global combos and things like that.
Yeah, the Wraith King is always one that I see and think is definitely a possibility. Very versatile carry.
Yeah, it'd be good to see. It is always fun to watch him play. Undying is really possible as well, aggressive offlanes, stuff like that.
Chaos Knight as well.
I don't think it'll be picked first. Maybe
I don't
later.
think he'll be first picked, but still, there's quite a bit of AoE in this pool. There's a Lesh, there's a Puck, not so bad. There's also a Naga. There's some illusion ratty heroes in this one for sure.
Yeah.
Terrorblade also.
And Tiny is another hero that Mama's Voice plays a lot, it's something that was really popular in the group stage as well. So I wouldn't be surprised at all to see a Tiny picked, maybe even in the first round here.
Okay.
But if they do, well, you know what? If we look at the hero pool, there's a ton of squishy heroes. A lot of the agility heroes are squishy. Almost all the int heroes are really squishy.
Yeah.
There's obviously quite a few strength heroes here, but if you put a Tiny and you pick them early, the heroes your opponents are forced to pick are squishy, then it could give you a really big mid-game advantage.
And we've seen Tiny's build, the standard build on Tiny really transition to the Blink Dagger being completely core. Whether you have a Wisp, whether you're mid, whether you're in the safe lane farming, Blink Dagger is just a great tool to let you accelerate that farm, move around the map, and also give you a get-out-of-jail-free card sometimes if you're in a sticky situation, blink back to safety, all sorts of stuff. So,
it can be really good against Puck, even though he has a way to move away. No surprise they're going to see Lina. Probably will be their mid-hero.
And that's a matchup that 1v1 Lina has a pretty good advantage over the Puck.
Yeah, she just does a lot more damage, and you can harass more. If you hit Puck with a Dragon Slave, you're already like winning the lane, and your mana pool is a lot bigger than Puck's is, and it's easier to land your disables. Yeah, he's got phase shift, but you're gonna be able to push faster. You're gonna be able to CS better. You'll transition better as a core in the late game.
Yeah. And Lina's build-up for a first core item is a little bit easier. If she goes for something like a Yule's, you can get those small pieces where Puck has to pull for that Blink Dagger usually. But Earthshaker from Mama's Boys, always happy at the prospect of a sexy Bambo Earthshaker. We've seen him make some big plays on that hero in many an event.
He usually has slight trouble in lane, but he consistently has one of the biggest farm rates of any offlaner I've seen.
Yeah, he's really good at recovering. That's like kind of his thing.
It's almost like his practice. One of the benefits of losing or feeding is that it will force you to get better at farming from behind. But he's very good at last hitting in his in the offlane role. It's very clear that he's played a lot of different roles in the game, and it's going to be the armor and minus armor strat out of Empire here.
Yeah, okay. So we were talking about Slardar a little bit yesterday and how much he's really fallen off. And interesting to see him picked up so early in this draft by Empire.
Yeah, I like it against Lina because Lina's a bit squishy, so being able to kill her early is great. I'm not sure I like it that much against Earthshaker, though, just because Slardar's really fast, so stuns counter him, and also he will take a lot of amp damage from using sprint. So I feel like Earthshaker's a pretty good pick there. Earthshaker's just good against the Lich and Slardar, really, but I think they're planning themselves. I guess they just have good team fight right now, honestly. Like Blink Crush with Chain Frost alone is pretty solid. I've got Dream Coil on Puck with Chain Frost. That's a good combo.
Yeah.
Force them to be in the same general area.
The only potential problem I see for Empire now is they need the lanes to go really well. Like Puck and Slardar are so reliant on the Blink Dagger. If they don't get that bit of early farm, it could be a little bit rocky, but somebody will find farm.
You're definitely right about that. The delayed Blink Daggers, I mean, we saw it happen to Alliance yesterday. They just got
It's a
They had some
potential
really bad
bottleneck
early
where you
game.
can just inverse snowball and fall apart.
Yes,
Probably not
it's
that
pretty
likely,
rare
but-
usually. Yeah, like pucks lately have been getting their blink daggers at a pretty reasonable time.
Yeah.
All comes down to rotations. The rotations are okay with Slardar. Lich is okay at rotating, but not amazing.
Both these teams thinking hard about this draft. Remember, there's no extra bonus time after this, so Mama's Boys settle on Undying Venomancer.
Okay.
Some great team fight to go with ES.
So they're really strong early game without items, whereas Empire is a lot more item reliant.
Yeah.
Skywrath Mage will be their other support pick. It's pretty good, but with
Silence is always useful.
yeah, I feel like Undying's going to be able to cover them most of the time though.
Ooh.
I really like the Weaver pick. This was a solid carry pick to go for them because Venomancer can't kill Weaver very easily. Undying can't kill Weaver very easily. They've got Earthshaker, they've got Lena, but it's a good game, early game carry basically, and I
Yeah.
think it's good against the supports that Mama's Boys is
You know,
working
I
with.
was going to say Lena is pretty good against Weaver because she has that huge burst damage to blow him up, but he very commonly goes Lincoln Sphere, and they don't really have much to deal with the
Yeah,
Lincolns
they don't.
outside of Laguna. I mean, now with the Naga, there's Ensnare and a couple other things, but
Ooh, they're playing Weaver mid actually, I think, versus Lena. This is a good idea actually.
okay.
Does a lot of physical damage. Lena has low armor, so you can dodge Light Strike Array pretty easy with max movement speed, and even if you do get hit, you're probably
invisible,
just going to be
so-
invisible, yeah. So he can pressure the Lena. He can rotate side lane ganks really easily with runes. Like, early Weaver ganks are so strong. The only thing that's bad about Weaver is that your early stats are awful. You have very low mana pool, very low HP. Your
Right.
damage is okay because you have high base damage and Geminate. Also, if you're in the safe lane, you can get pressured easily. You need levels to be really strong. But if you throw like a level 7 Weaver against like a level 4 support, those supports are screwed.
And especially
Actually
early on, like
screwed.
Geminate is one of those spells that's very easy to underestimate in those early levels. But auto attacks really make a difference when you're like pre-level 6, that kind of stuff. For those,
What
those
the
rotations.
hell is happening? Bambo's playing Lena, Black's playing Veno, and Naga Siren is being played by Pycat. So it's a carry Naga in the safe lane. Bambo's going to duel off lane with Lena +1. I'm guessing
Lena
Earthshaker.
Earthshaker? Yeah.
Maybe they're just going to aggressively tri lane. Lena Undying plus Earthshaker. Oh, this Venomancer set, I've never seen this before.
Let me take a look here.
This is really cool.
Whoa. He looks like Alien, and then he got bedazzled.
This is really cool. What do you mean this is a new one? Where is this?
Oh, it's from one of the winter chests.
Okay, I haven't seen this.
Have not seen this one yet. Oh, the Suns fan review. Have to find that one on YouTube after the cast.
That's cool, man.
All right.
Well, we'll see if they find the Weaver down here.
Yeah, I mean, Empire, their lane setup could be really good. Not putting the puck mid means you could have some more farm priority, get that blink dagger nice and fast, and then start to move around.
I mean, I think they have to dual lane, though, in the aggressive area. If they do a tri-lane, then it'll be Naga Siren versus probably Slardar or something. And if it's Slardar or Lich, then Naga Siren will just get wrecked.
The battle of vision here as they move around the trees. They see Funnick. Sexy Bambo, not going to be able to get in range here.
It's got a very interesting starting item build. The double Fairy Fire with a magic stick. So Bambo's like all in on getting those first couple kills. Oh, he's going to find Funnick.
Yep. Is he going to level up here? He's got the Light Strike Array. It'll be off the mark.
Too greedy.
Funnick lives.
He went for an extra auto attack.
Yeah.
He's just trying to do damage. That cost the Epsor kind of a lot there, but maybe a clarity.
Bambo's starting items, I guess, basically assume he'll be matched up against the Weaver. That's the only hero in this game that you would want a level 1 stick with. Or against, rather.
No, Skywrath Mage.
Skyrath,
actually.
he spams enough that it's worth it. Yeah, I
Yep.
guess Arcane Bolt.
Every time he throws an Arcane Bolt, you get 15 HP. So
Yeah.
it's
Okay,
not going to be a terrible trade for Lena in that way. And it kind of makes up for his low armor as well. If you got Arcane Bolts in you, you can trade very easily with Skywrath Mage. They have about the same armor. Lena's got a bigger attack range.
Yeah.
I like it.
So both teams will do dual lanes here, and these lanes are just not even close to what we were predicting. It'll be the Weaver Lich off lane here for Empire.
Okay.
So they'll be up against, it looks like, a Veno Undying. What an interesting lane matchup that is.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think-
Bambo down bottom, stunned, takes some damage. Funnick gets hit by the LSA as well. Yapsor now going to rotate over, start giving him some punches. Fissure will expire. Looks like both sides will survive as Bambo salves up in the tree line. Mid lane, we're going to have some damage here onto Pycat. He's dueling it with Aloha Dance. Now it's Pycat on the run, and he'll live as well.
Do you see Havosa's playing Slardar support? Or I guess he's supposed to be farming, but he did the pull just now. So maybe they just wanted to give Funnick a couple levels so that he could do better at trading or something. But Funnick basically just farmed the lane and controlled the lane while Havos pulled, and now Havos is going to be playing Slardar.
Yeah.
This is very. They're laning this very peculiar.
It's really odd. Even the mid matchup, Naga versus Puck, you don't get to see this one so often.
I
these
think
days.
the reason they did this is because otherwise Lina would just right-click the crap out of Slardar the whole time. Maybe, but he's got a stout shield. Is it? I don't know. It's very weird.
I mean, surely they weren't anticipating the Bambo Lina off lane. Looking at all these heroes, that's, I just would not have assumed that would be how Bambo sets it up. So maybe that's their way of just trying to deal with it in the interim here. Get Havost a little bit of extra XP just in the jungle.
Puck is doing really well mid though. Pycat actually has one last hit.
Oh man,
this is gonna hurt Monkey Boys a lot.
Up top though, we're gonna see a fight break out. Goriet's the one taking the brunt of the damage. FN only level 2. Does have that point in Geminate attack, but first blood should come out for the Mama's boys. It's Skakska that gets it, but now Black will probably fall in return. Eats a fairy fire. Ring around the Rosie.
He's got Gale in 2. If he can get Gale, it's gonna be huge. Great.
He's gonna eat a salve. He makes his way through. Oh, FN, he's in some trouble here. He's got a Shikuchi, but they get him. It's a 2-for-1 up in the top lane.
I can't believe they did that.
Now down bottom, Havost, he's going to be caught out as well. They're going to have the damage to finish him off here. Yapzor, he'll have a totem. One more auto attack. They need just one more, but Havost salves up.
He's got a 5-stick here. They can kill Funnick, I think.
He might kill Bambo first. The silence, that auto attack, not enough. Now they're going to turn it the other way. LSA after Fissure. These exchanges are so close, but the totem's there from Yapzor.
Mama's boys, man, they're outplaying. It cost them 2 salves to keep the Veno up, but they won every single trade there, and it cost them a lot in terms of regen, but
so they are winning the kill battle, but look at the last hit battle. Puck 18-6, Weaver 11-4. The highest CSer on Mama's boys is Pycat with 7.
Well, it's good for them that they're winning these battles then, because that is a huge last hit disadvantage.
Yeah.
And they don't even have that many levels here. Like, Bambo is not even 3 yet, so despite getting these kills, it could still be iffy for them.
Yeah. And Puck will have a really timely level 6 here. He's a full level above Pycat. So he'll have Dream Coil, be able to start moving around. And, well, it seems our concerns about a timely Blink Dagger, at least on the Puck or the Slardar, will not come to fruition here. We'll see Goriet's maybe in some trouble. Some slows from Black on the way. No boots on the Lich. He's naturally not the speediest guy, so he's going to be in some trouble here. Or he's rather speedy, but they've got plenty of slows, and they'll get a kill. So Weaver on his way over, just scouting it out. He'll back up also. We're going to see a go on Aloha Dance. They're going to at least skirmish at the rune here. Try and deny him a bottle full.
Will he get it? They don't get the bottle, it's big. He does get the regen.
But Weaver's here. They might get a free kill out of this. Sachka turns, tries to get off another decay, but can't get it. Now Black.
This is not good. Black just dies. Oh,
isolated.
He's actually, he's super dead.
Yeah, they're going to get him. All right. Well, sign of life here for Empire. Nice set of kills, and they also get the rune.
Yeah, that was just too dangerous to do. They can't go for Havost almost dying, but he'll be okay.
Could be in some trouble here. Funnick starts it off as Aloha Dance comes in. Still not level 6. He dings it just now, gets the Dream Coil, and may need it to deploy here. They get the kill, no problem. Funnick will be secured on that one. Tombstone gets destroyed. Actually denied by Soxka. Cute little play there. Rotation from Goriet, and Soxka will just have to back up. This Naga Siren is just in a world of hurt right now.
Yeah, he had to go boots first. He's got a Wraithband now. They really shouldn't have gone top rune. It's just not safe. If they got the regen, maybe it's worth it. But against a Puck and a Weaver, fighting that far from towers, you can't do that if you're in anywhere near low HP. It's just not safe to do.
The Havost getting a little bit of farm in the bottom lane. Only 11 last hits. He's still kind of in Strug City himself. Bambo's just been putting the pressure on, and oh man, relentless.
Yeah, he's like the only core that's actually kind of winning their lane. I guess Pycat has 17 last hits. It's not extremely awful, but considering that the Puck has about double of that, it's not a good place to be.
Yeah.
And also until Bambo gets Arcane Boots or something like that, he actually can't just consistently harass Havost. Havost will heal up here.
So who's, right now for Mama's boys, who's farming the safe lane? Is Black the one that's supposed to be getting the core farm up here? He's got 5 last hits on this Venomancer. Oh, we'll hold that thought. That was down bottom. Havost rotated on by Soxka. They don't have the damage for the kill. Funnick busy zoning out Selena. Now Soxka could be in some trouble. Bambo coming back in to reinitiate. Havost so low. They just need one more auto attack, but he's too fast. Pycat can't get there in time. Soxka just barely lives as another LSA comes out, and they'll turn it on to Funnick. The Tombstone's down to slow him. No getting away from that. They did manage getting the Slardar, or to get the Slardar as well, and Dying got credit for that kill.
That's the most zombies I've ever seen from a level 1 Tombstone my whole life. That was a good Tombstone. He placed it really well, actually. The Decay was able to get the kill. That was super crucial for them, and picking up the second kill with the zombies was great.
Absolutely.
That's the best moment to be. Big dive coming in. He's going to Gale on top of the Weaver. Weaver can always just time-lapse this, so Black is really not very safe here.
He does have a salve, so he could try that ring around the Rosie in the tree line. He'll salve up right now. but not an easy lane for him. Weaver will always have that harass advantage, and just look at the CS difference. Weaver 40 and 10. Well, yeah, compared to the 7 and 0.
God,
I know.
that's
Brutal. Now down bottom. They're going in onto Bambo. Misses the LSA. Now the silence comes out. He's out of mana anyway. Slithering Crush connects, and this should be an easy pickup for Empire this go around. Arcane Bolt to finish it off.
He naturally does buy out, so he gets a phase boots with a TP scroll. He could, and he's 6 as well, by the way. So a very good rotation would be huge here.
I mean, that's only the first time Bambo's died. Getting level 6 that early, trading 1 death for getting an early level 6 is totally worth it.
He's definitely the most capable hero due to levels on his team right now. So the game is very much in his hands. But it's going to be hard. I think he ganks with Earthshaker. Goes where Earthshaker is. Earthshaker guarantees the first stun. He gets the follow-up stun, and then he gets a kill. And he needs to do that for the rest of the game for them to win this. He's going to pop a smoke.
Looks like
maybe tier 2 mid-tier.
There could be a rotation mid. Yeah, they want to go in onto Yapzor, but Sexy Bambo's already rotated. As you were mentioning, Laguna could just finish off Funnick right now. Soxka scouting things out. LSA falls short, but the fissure's there, and Soxka will be able to punch him down.
That's pretty good. And Bambo doesn't lose that much mana, just 1 Dragon Slave, so he can stay on the map here and go for the next kill.
Yeah. He did pick up the bottle. That was one of the bottlenecks in the lane for him, was that he didn't have much mana regen, so this will make his life a little more easy. They'll go on to Havos, who is level 6 with his Tranquil Boots up.
Nice.
LSA connects, and say goodnight to Slardar.
Maybe. Oh, and he's
One
an
more,
attack.
one
No
more.
way.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's
Too soon?
rough, man.
Maybe
I can't
Bambo
believe he
got a
looked.
little too anxious there. If he just waited for Soxka,
I think
been
he-
some extra damage to get it.
I think he thought he was going to get that 3rd right click in before. He just a little bit underestimated the damage there. No sprint was used by Havos, so his high HP actually worked out. And he needed to move a little bit between his 2nd and 3rd attacks to get slightly farther away from Slardar.
Yep.
He just thought he was going to kill him, and it wasn't quite enough. 1 right click is the difference.
And even though Mama's boys are still holding on to a small kill lead, it is Empire with the net worth advantage.
Yeah.
And, their top 2 farmers, Puck and Weaver, really looking strong. Now, if you're Naga Siren at this point, you've had this slow start, Boots, Aquila, and Quelling Blade. Do you still try to go for the Radiance? Like, at what point do you think you need to switch that build up? I mean,
You just can't. You can't switch that
it's
build
not an
up
option.
ever.
You have to commit to the Radiance.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay,
Does get
Soxka
Tomb
down bottom. Tombstone is just going to be some extra gold for the Radiant. That's a bummer.
The 3rd hero completely guaranteed that he got killed.
Yeah.
So, Lich's little damage is not bad. 200 damage for 2 skill points. That's a pretty good nuke.
Yeah. Well, Pycat will move into the jungle now. He's working on a stack here. They'll put the Earthshaker mid so Yapzor can leech some XP. He's got his Soul Ring boots, almost level 6, so not so bad for the Earthshaker, but some pressure coming his way. Weaver wrapping around the backside. He's level 8, and huge right-click damage. This is what you were talking about with these Weaver rotations. You don't think of him as a hero that wants to fight early on, but he certainly can when he gets this kind of farm and XP out of the lane. Now Soxka comes in, and they'll do some decent damage to him as well. Puck had to use the Dream Coil to secure that last kill, so they won't go too hard on the Undying.
Yeah, I mean, Empire can just dive so far. It's very difficult for them to stop it if they're lacking stuns. Black's going to get gone on bottom.
Yep.
He actually does have his ultimate. He could skill it here.
And he won't. He'll just get killed. Skywrath Mage gets credit for that one. Mystic Flare, more than enough damage.
So I think he's just trying to figure out if he wants to skill it or not. I guess he just hasn't. I think he still does have the skill point. His stats will work out like that.
Empire still want to stay aggressive here in the mid lane. It's Bambo that TP's in. Hunting around. Goriet's kind of in the danger zone here. Is Bambo going to find anyone? Tries to stun on the rune. Nice attempt from Bambo. He does get the rune after all, but does not connect on the stun.
I really think that it should be Earthshaker Lina walking around getting kills. Like, Bambo doesn't have to be running around solo here. Like, I know Earthshaker is one of the few stuns they have, but they have to get kills on Lina. Everyone else is just going to be a passive player. Venomancer can't be aggressive. All he does is pressure lanes. It just comes down to Lina and Earthshaker and Undying getting kills. Those 3 need to be with each other. They need to do smoke ganks with each other.
Yeah. Well, Pycat, the leading farmer for Mama's Boys, so it's not all bad. At least he's getting something out of the jungle. We'll see Black up top initiated on. Silenced, and such an easy kill for Empire.
Yeah, like, there's no way that he can be this far out. They just have such good catch, and as soon as Aloha Dance gets a Blink Dagger, which he's got now, by the way,
yeah,
then him pushing becomes even harder. The Weaver can kill Venomancer. The Puck can kill Venomancer. Slardar can probably not kill Venomancer.
Yeah.
But these other 2 heroes can easily deal with him, so...
But what do you think of item build for Weaver? Could FN just go straight for a Deso here and have huge damage? Is that a little too risky with the low HP?
I think I would. He's got to be careful once Earthshaker gets Blink Dagger, but that's going to be a long time. So I think a fast Deso is a great option this game. They're
Just
so
needs to
far
be
ahead.
cautious of the Lina. If he gets clipped by a stun in the Laguna, then that Deso could be a little better sweet. But
Such as this.
yeah, here we go.
They've
Lena
got to do a fissure. It's the only way
wrapping
they do
around
it.
the backside. Aloha Dance will orb forward to try and clear out the creep wave here. There's another TP coming. Beautiful fissure on 2. Bambo will drop the Laguna onto Puck. They bring him down first. And I think FN will make it out.
That was nicely done. That's how they need to initiate. All the other, the Light Strike Ray is hard to land if they don't have that first stun. They absolutely need it to guarantee
On the
kills.
high ground, bumps into Pycat, hits him with the Ancient Seal. Does he have the Mystic Flare? He certainly does, and that's a kill on Pycat. Much needed. He did buy the Radiance recipe before he died, but not ideal.
I don't know if that's what you need, man. He actually has no reliable gold, so spending his money probably
just
didn't
gonna say
actually
that
save him anything.
It actually doesn't save you anything.
Yep.
Unless you can buy out completely and then you're so low that you're at 0,
Yeah.
literally.
We might see Sox to die here. His armor's really low. This Bambo has to stun.
FN could still
I just-
potentially get him here. Time lapse back and still finds the kill with the bug. Now he's going to chase down Lena. He knows Bambo's low on mana, has a couple stick charges here. But can do some decent harass. That's just a Geminate,
Puck's
gets him
coming
down like a 3rd HP.
He does have a stun here.
TP from Pycat.
Okay. I guarantee Bambo just called him a dumbass.
Yep, bot lane. Slardar gets destroyed. Yapzor sets it up with the Echo Slam.
There's,
Now back up top, Aloha Dance. They want to go onto Pycat here. They find the illusions. Illusory orb across.
ooh, that was close.
Will not jaunt.
Okay, well, that kill that Lena just got was huge. He did time lapse earlier. We saw that. So he knew that if he goes under tower, it's just a little bit of harass. And he basically just dragon slaved him and he died. That was about it. Weaver is still a little squishy. Can't dive towers yet.
Very ambitious play there, given what's in his inventory. He does have that first missile hammer, so it looks like it will be the Deso first. I like it.
They will try to defend the top.
Now, here's an interesting, well, maybe we'll hold that thought as a fight could break out. Song the Siren from Pycat to set it up. Does mitigate the damage from Bambo, but he
Can
has
they-
an
can
ultimate
they-
ready.
Yeah.
They're just going to back out. Aloha Dance, the aggressor. Dream Coil onto Pycat. Pycat not going to break the tether. Going to stay on the far side of
They
it. Now
can
they'll turn
chase,
onto Aloha Dance,
maybe.
perhaps. Phonic has a Mystic Flare, but in comes Weaver. Swarm scouting things out. Oh,
Nice.
juiced by the Lena.
This sentry ward that they had in the jungle next to him actually guaranteed that kill. That was a huge play. I think the Puck was definitely very hopeful there with that Dream Coil. Like, as soon as Tombstone goes down, Puck has got to be careful because that's a lot of damage sources and things are just going to naturally slow him.
Yeah.
That mobility goes away with that.
Yapzor after that kill down bottom up to 1,500 gold.
Oh,
So
they're
actually
gonna
not
get
that
another
far
one.
away from the blink. Fissure connects on both. LSA follows up. Aloha Dance gets obliterated. Pycat takes some decent damage from Phonic, but not close to a kill. And Mama's Boys get another set of kills, a double for Sexy Bambo. And that's a completed Shadow Blade for him. That's the item I wanted to talk about before that fight broke out.
It's a great choice. If you're playing, if you're the only hero that can basically get kills or set up kills for your team, like actually every fight comes down to can they land Light Strike Array? Because if they do, they guarantee Lena's damage on one person. If they miss Light Strike Array or if they don't have a setup, they're going to lose the fight. So it's so important that he grabs an item, and this allows him to solo kill even more.
Yeah, and we're also at the point now where Naga Siren has that point in the snare. She's level 10, so other spells were maxed
good
out,
choice.
but she can also set up for the Lena once she's... I don't think Pycat wants to fight, but may have to. Still pretty far away from the Radiance. We talked about the recipe, but only 1,600 gold towards the Relic.
And if he does get the Radiance, the game gets a lot easier for Mama's Boys. They just have to get that guy farmed.
I mean,
he will guarantee the late game.
If you look at net worth, it's relatively even. Up top, we'll see a go on FN perhaps. Bambo showing off that Shadow Blade, and they'll
Didn't he
finish
have
him
to
off before he
ult?
can time-lapse. Very nice. Without a Laguna.
Yeah, that's Shadow Blade damage. 175 from attacking. It looked like another spell that hit him.
Yeah.
And then Dragon Slave and 2 more auto attacks. They're being really
Aloha
careful.
Dance jaunts over. He wants this kill onto Pycat, but now he's deep in enemy territory. They know he doesn't have the orb, at least for a couple seconds
They
here.
don't
He
see
blinks
Lena.
into the tower. Yapzor taking big damage. Chain Frost from Gorietz will be enough to finish him off, but it'll cost Puck his life as Bambo drops Laguna. Now Gorietz on the run. That zombie's chasing him down. Get him undying. Go, go, go. LSA connects. They split the Mystic Flare damage, and now Phonic, he could be in trouble as well. Is Bambo going to be able to catch him? He's got the Shadow Blade up in 5. Courier flying overhead.
This is insane, dude. They have ward vision in this jungle, and they're still losing fights there.
Yeah.
And it's all because of a sentry ward, or because of a Shadow Blade. That's it. They get the Observer ward killed. Sox is going to grab some more levels top, and Mama's Boys is winning now.
Yeah.
Like, they were getting absolutely screwed in their early game.
Yeah,
but
look at that gold graph. It tells a great story about this game. Empire was up by nearly 4K net worth at the 10-minute mark. Now it's Mama's Boys leading by 2K at the 16-minute mark.
and it's just all their ganks. That's literally the difference. They got to get a little too aggressive here and there. They get stunned, and their squishy heroes can't stand up to Alina.
Well, now Empire, they'll try to get aggressive themselves. 4-hero smoke moving into the enemy jungle. Aloha Dance, the only one not with them right now. They'll stay farming in the bottom lane. Who are they going to bump into? Looks like they may rotate mid onto Yapzor. He does get pinged out. FN will finish off the tower. And Havos showing off that Blink Dagger. Connects with a Slithering Crush. A lot of magic damage, and they will get a successful kill onto Yapzor.
Skyth Mage going to be going for an Aether Lens here. It's a pretty good item on Sky, just because you already need a big mana pool. Not losing the HP or the mana regen out of it is not terrible, because when you cast your spells, you're kind of out of mana anyways. So just amping the damage by 8%, increasing the cast range on Ancient Seal is huge, especially against a Naga Siren, because it gives you that better ability to get the silence off before he does stop the team fight. Yeah.
Black, though, he's the weak link, I think, for Mama's Boys right now. His farm is just so lackluster. He was supposed to be that safe lane farmer, and he just never got any space to make it happen. We'll see Havos maybe get set up on down bottom, and we certainly will. Bambo drops the full rotation. Slithering Crush maybe buys him some time. We've seen this story before, but this time Havos won't survive. Bambo with a heads-up play to TP home. It's a close call, but he makes it. Meanwhile, on the backside, Yapzor and Black forced to fight under the tower. Gorietz gets stunned. Echo slams used, and Lich goes down before he can Chain Frost. That animation's just a bit too long. Dream Coil connects on quite a few. FN goes in, gets the time lapse off under the tower. It's a 1-for-2 in favor of Mama Boys so far, and Empire will retreat with a number disadvantage up top. Meanwhile, PyCat getting a lot of space to farm, less than 1,000 gold away from that Radiance.
Now things get really scary for Empire, because they're still not trading well in their team fights. And yeah, Black is underfarmed, but Venomancer becomes really useful in the early game just by having one item, which is either Veil or Aghanim Scepter.
Looks like Veil is what it's going to be.
Like, they're going to have to stand up to that damage, and they don't have a lot of heals on their team. If Veno gets hit, or I'm sorry, if Puck, Weaver, Slardar, any of the supports get hit by this, the fight basically ends for them. They have to back off in a lot of cases. If there's any other damage sources other than Veno ulti, then the fight's over.
Down bottom, speaking of Venomancer, Havos goes in, connects with the stun. FN's there to follow up, and they should have plenty of damage. They even get a bash to boot. Black will be killed once more.
You really should have Graved there. Or, Galed, sorry. The slow and Havos would have been big. Like, look how low they all are.
Bambo, he wants it.
Yeah, but he's playing smart. Like, they have sentry wards. Like, they're going to be anticipating me moving over.
Yep. So the movements for Empire were really good to move into the trees, but a little obvious there was a sentry there.
And that was a level 2 Poison Nova, by the way, and you saw how much damage it did. 55 damage for 16 seconds.
And that's no Ags, no Veil. It will be the Veil, though. He's got the Helm now in the first row of the Magi. Mid lane, Soxka caught by the Dream Coil. Funnick follows up. Mystic Flare's more than enough damage to get that one.
They're getting some ganks off finally. Very much needed. Yapzor's close to Blink Dagger, though, so there will be more gank opportunities for Mama's Boy in a moment. We're hitting the period of time where Empire can basically afford a lot of sense.
Oh, wow. Bambo in a little bit of trouble here. They could end up sandwiching him, but they won't.
I mean, they don't have any detection. They have to get the amp damage off. It's the only way to have vision.
They've got a lot of sentry wards down just around the map, though. That's one thing Empire has invested in heavily from their support's perspective. All over the enemy jungle right now.
He's behind the Weaver. Can you get the Weaver?
Then he gets caught by the LSA Laguna. He's got it before the time lapse.
Bambo is just winning this entire team for his, or this game for his team.
He's 9-1-4 right now.
And that was his freaking offlane Lina. Like, who else would be able to do this? I'm sure lots of players could be capable, but Bambo's ability to get kills is in a lot of ways unparalleled. Radiance is up, by the way. 19 minutes considering that start?
That's pretty impressive.
That's insane. And a lot of that was those early engagements at the top tier 1 where his supports rotated and got him kills, or at least got him assists. He's been in a couple fights here.
Here we go. PyCat, Song of the Siren, set up onto Aloha Dance.
All right, that rune's actually, I was going to it's going to be a bounty rune or something. These songs for a bounty rune, but regen's pretty good.
Yeah.
Because he can just farm until he's completely out of mana, pop regen, save himself a base trip. That's very gold efficient, really.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Naga probably looking for BOTs, movement speed, and then the Manta, pretty standard build. But the PyCat farm, very impressive at this point. #1 on net worth, has actually overtaken the Puck now.
Wow.
Smoke from Empire, though. They're moving into the enemy territory, looking at the Dire Ancients. I think they're going for a wraparound here on the bottom lane. Still a tier 1 tower standing, though, so this is sort of...
this Plague Ward's going to spot them as soon as they break on tower.
Oh, my.
Do they see him?
Sentry ward down. They see him. Mama's Boys knows
what's big ult!
Black connects on all 3 with the Poison Nova, and they're taking huge damage. Gorietz goes down first. Aloha Dance does phase shift some of it, but Yules and jaunts away.
All right, Puck might live with phase shift, but...
The rest of Empire starting to disengage. Puck, yep, he's going to live. Now I'm back on the other side. Bambo caught by Havos. The Mystic Flare brings him down. It will cost Havos his life, though. Funnick trying to make it out, but the Deso up on FN doing huge damage to Yapzor.
Oh, he gets the blink.
He blinks just in time. The courier delivered it. It'll keep him alive. Oh, the timing on that, unreal. They still end up finishing off the Skywrath. Soxka in some trouble. And a snare onto FN. Aloha Dance goes on to PyCat. He's low on mana. I think the Naga Siren's going to be doomed here. Unless Yapzor with a big fissure. Oh, only that hit the puck. He blinks in. Puck should be able to just blink out of this. Yules and Yapzor will die.
These fights are so close every single time. Someone is like
even
inches
that
away from dying.
Puck on a little tiny bit of HP just barely misses with the orb to secure that last kill as he TP's home.
God, these fights are crazy, man. This game could still go both ways, but it's looking pretty good for Mama's boys.
Yeah.
Like the amount of damage that Veno did in that fight just by pressing his ultimate and veiling, and a great fissure sets up the double Gale as well.
Yeah.
Once his Gale's maxed out, his Gale does like 600 magic damage, and he's going to do tons of ulti damage. His Ags is going to follow. Maybe he'll get a Blink Dagger or a Ghost, but
Yeah.
I just don't see Weaver, despite Weaver having a great early game, I just don't see him scaling super well.
Yeah, I mean, Veil's always a good item on Veno, pretty much no matter what, but in this game, it's pretty damn good. Buffs up that magic damage from the Radiance, everything that Lean is doing, the Earthshaker, there's a lot of magic damage that really benefits from that early Veil.
Puck's HP is pretty low also. He's got about 1,100, and Bambo's about 1,500 from his Ags, so
Yeah.
he's going to start blowing up people even more.
No, that's going to be scary. So here we go. Fight down bottom. Empire on the other side of the tree line. Reinforcements on the way. Looks like they do want to try to make something happen against Mama's boys. They are pinging it out. Veno's ult just coming off cooldown, so Black could be ready for this. Slithering Crush, can they kill him fast enough? If he gets the ult off before he dies,
Oh,
it could be
great
a completely
glimmer.
different fight, but it's Yapzor with the turn. Chain Frost bouncing around like crazy, but there's a lot of creeps to start absorbing some of the damage. FN with that Deso just does too much, and Veno won't be able to live. He does, however, use the Poison Nova before dying. 1 for 1.
Weaver's gonna
Mama's
get
boys
low.
are okay with this for now. Soxka sidesteps the Mystic Flare. Sentry's coming down. The Glimmer Cape might still be enough to keep him alive. That Arcane Bolt will chase him down, and it's not
14.
enough. Lena gets a kill on the Weaver around the backside, though. Solo pickoff. It's a killing spree going the way of Bambo, and now this fight is Mama's boys to take.
That Venomants are so good against Weaver, actually.
Yeah.
You ulti him, and he time lapses, and he still takes the damage.
Funny because the BO3's coming in, but he pays with his life. So stops Naga from joining the party.
Oh, Soxa. He does die.
Aloha Dance. Is he going to have to pay with his life, though? Bambo, not going to connect with the LSA. Nice use of the phase shift. Has the Yules, but Blink Dagger down for 10. Has the Orb, and I think Puck should be able to make it out. No, he doesn't jaunt. Trying to keep Bambo around as Havos is ready to come back in. Slithering Crush on the way, but LSA connects. Great play from the Lena. Now the Yules set up from Puck, and I think Bambo is done for.
Unless the Fissure's
Fissure.
stunned, can they get a kill?
Oh!
Oh!
They bring down Aloha Dance. Havos, he gets stunned up as well. He's forced to run.
Oh,
But the last
got him.
tackle, get him. What a play from Yapzor. Completely turning it around. Saves Bambo. Sets up a double kill. And again, this whole time, PyCat is just farming. They're getting kills and farming. It's the best of both worlds.
God, Yapzor played that so good, man. He just
That was
constantly covered Bambo. Every time Bambo is about to die, Fissure comes through. He set up so many kills. Fissure into Enchant Totem walking away because he knew Bambo would cover it. These guys are playing on exactly the same page.
And would you believe it? Now Bambo has his Aghanim Scepter completed. And he gets that much harder to kill and has that much more damage.
He's got 12 kills and 7 assists this game. Like,
19 out of the 27 kills he's been personally involved in.
he's only got 45 last hits. This is exactly how Bambo likes playing Dota. He goes around and he murders people.
Yep. Forget about farming creeps when you can farm heroes. Veno's starting to farm Ancients. He's now more than halfway to the Aghanims, point booster and 1,000 gold in the bank. Let's check in on PyCat. His net worth continuing to increase, now about 1,100. Has BOTs, Radiance, and 2,000 gold. So probably a Yasha, I would imagine, on the way. Move into the Manta style, those extra illusions. And
Well, Bambo was spotted on the bot lane, so they won't go there anytime soon. And they've got decent items. Weaver's almost got a BKB, but he needs this to even remain competitive with Weaver. And it doesn't even save him against Lena. Lena can actually just walk up to him, attack him once, and ulti, and he dies.
Yeah.
Weaver is so fragile right now. I don't know if the BKB is the right option.
And that's the drawback,
But-
it's not getting the Lincolns. Like, that's why Lincolns is so good on Weaver, because his regen sucks and his HP sucks.
But
You
he
need
can't
something
buy
to-
it.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean,
'Cause
the
of the
Deso was
ven-
the right choice here,
Yeah.
but it's that opportunity cost of why Weavers like that Lincoln so much in a lot of games.
And he can't buy it because of the Venomancer, because Veno just ultis him, and BKB works so much better. Lincoln's doesn't stop that.
That's
it gives
true.
you 6 HP per second and an extra 190 HP.
really
If
true.
he gets Veno ultied and veiled, then Weaver is kind of out of the fight. He's got a time lapse, but that's just going to buy him 5 seconds of anti-damage. The
Time
Veno
lapse
ult
does
still...
not dispel the Veno ult. It's just the same
Exactly,
interaction as
yeah.
BKB. It stays on even though it mitigates damage while it's active.
So in the last fight, he got a kill at the start. He time lapses back, and he was like 33% of the way through the Venom ulti, and that's why why Lina killed him up on the backside, because he found Weaver hanging out in the back line at probably 300 HP, probably attacked him once in Dragon Slayer and he died.
Yeah.
Like it's actually a really bad Weaver game at this point moving forward.
Yeah,
There's
so
gonna be
setting it up down bottom. He's thinking about it. He's got his calculator out, thinking about how much damage he can do to Havost here. If only Sprint was on, maybe he'd go for it, but he will just
he can't
TP
get
out.
it. But it's good that he was in that position, you know?
Yeah.
You want to put the supports in a position where they can help get those kills. That's what this team does better than a lot of other teams in some cases. They're always looking for kills. They're very, very good at ganking.
I like what they're doing with Black here, though. Veno, one of those heroes that can definitely farm Ancients with the Plague Wards, and it's working. Now he's only 1,000 gold away from this Aghanims, and this is really, really safe for him. It's still a lot of space for PyCat, and very hard for Empire to gank him, though. As I say that, they will do a 4-hero smoke and move right towards the Dire Ancients.
It's really just the best hero to sack for a gank.
Oh,
Like
moving into Roche. Okay.
if they go on him, he just ulties, and he's like, okay, I did everything I need to do, guys.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to stay alive, doesn't have to DPS, he just has to cast his ulti, use his Veil.
All right.
Really solid.
They scout out Roche. There's no one in there. They see the Plague Wards.
It's dangerous if they get caught.
They'll jump onto Black. A lot of damage
Okay,
here.
he
Can he
does
get
that.
off the ulti
Whoa.
before he dies? No. They blow him up.
Okay, definitely worth it. If they didn't save him there, that could have been really dangerous because the Plague Wards would have limited the retreat, not to mention putting slow on all of these guys. And now Radiance, look at this. Funix down to 300 HP just from Plague Wards and one Riptide and a little Radiance.
Yeah. That speaks to how fragile these supports are. Lich as well as the Skywrath.
They
Up
spot
top.
Havos.
Or, yeah. Oh, wow. What a fissure. Completely blocks out Havost. Trying to find an exit path, and he'll go around the other way. Slithering Crush onto Soxka. There's still a tier 1 tower standing here. And he'll be fine. Up top, though, Bambo. One-on-one against Aloha Dance. Yule's Scepter will make some space, orb away, and Puck will live.
He would love to ulti. He does 650 pure right now.
Yeah.
If he finds Aloha Dance, he dies. He still has like 30 seconds to this. That's a dead Puck. Oh, he stopped going that way.
Oh.
He juked back.
Yeah, smart plays from the Puck to go back the other way, but Funnick could be the one that gets caught. Bambo nearby. You could tell Bambo was thinking about it, stuttering back and forth, but opted not to dive the tower with all the enemies missing off the map. If you look at the Dire Vision right now, they see
He might find Aloha.
Oh, here we go, Bambo. Yules again. Aloha Dance should be able to make it out. Orb, he doesn't jaunt this time. He's got support with him. Lich on the way, and Bambo will just back out.
He's
Yeah,
got
this is
16
so
now on
tense.
Lina. Like, he's hit such a good timing window here. If we look at the HP of everybody on Empire, Lich, he can attack one shot, basically attack once in one shot. Pretty much everybody is sub 1200 HP. This
Yeah.
is like the strongest I've ever seen a Lina be.
Relative to the other team, yeah. Slardar here. He's going to be in some trouble,
Slave
perhaps.
ult.
Bambo on the other side. LSA will be off the mark. Mama's Boys could still possibly try to find a way to initiate this. Dust.
Like, he's making the whole team run around to try to kill him.
Yeah.
Like, PyCat has actually done whatever the hell he's wanted to for 15, 20 minutes.
He also, Havost bought a Dust, and he just wasted one as well. I mean, he's just getting so much value left and right.
Bambo's making them look like children. He actually is.
I mean, this is some of the most impressive space creation for a Naga I've seen from one player. We've seen that 4+1 where 4 move around, but this feels like Bambo moving around making the space for the team. It's insane.
It is actually incredible.
And Manta is up on PyCat, by the way, also level 16. So now that ulti is on the super short cooldown of only 60 seconds.
And he can stop silences, he can Manta ulti, he can remove amp damage. PyCat is actually to the point where he's ready to heavily contribute to team fights.
Yeah.
Once he gets Heart, Empire just can't even kill his illusions anymore.
Bambo caught by the Dream Coil. Silence as well. They might be able to finish him
It's
off here.
fine.
Doesn't have the Shadow Blade, and that's a pick off.
Considering all he's done in the last 10 minutes, it's worth it. Oh, they are going to have the song, though, on PyCat.
Yeah, if only PyCat could have gotten there in time, might have been able to save him. But he'll just BOT home, no problem.
And
With
in
that
the
short
meantime,
cooldown, you're happy to do that. Goriat's down to half health from the illusions.
exactly,
God.
more Radiance Burn.
Actually down to a third health.
So, with all the space that Bambo made in the early game, now it's going to force them. Ooh, they might be able to get a Aloha Dance here.
Yep, moving into the Roche pit again. Some limited vision from both sides, but Goriat's so low. That's just Naga illusions. Now it's a 4v4 all of a sudden. Oh, Yabsor goes in with a beautiful setup. Gets the kill on the Slardar. They can't finish off the Weaver, but they do force out a time lapse. And Mama's Boys have not had to commit too much here. Just basically the Echo Slamming. Meanwhile, in the top lane, PyCat's just split pushing.
They're in such a good place. Naga Siren's got 3k in the bank. Reaver will be the next item purchase here. Mesa is Aquila, but Save
Is
his bottle.
Octarine still a go-to on Naga, or
I
not
think
so
it's
much?
I think it's very good on Naga. I don't like it on Alchemist personally, but on Naga it's good because she doesn't buy any mana regen items normally, so the Octarine mana increase and the mana regen it provides you are good. Whereas on Alchemist, that component's really wasted. The plus int is kind of wasted. But on her, it gives you a little bit of HP, it lowers the cooldown of Manta, and it lowers the cooldown of Mirror Image. So you're already getting twice the value for the lower cooldown. Plus it lowers the cooldown of Song of Siren. That's like 2 abilities that are amazing to lower the cooldown on.
Yeah.
So you're constantly farming,
Oh,
more
hot
HP,
dance.
cooldowns, it's all good.
You poor baby. Is he going to jaunt to the orb? He does. Right into the eyes of Soxka. They set it up with the Yules, and LSA's there. He'll Laguna for good measure. That's a gem down, though.
That was some overkill, but that gem pickup is huge. I love this Glimmer Cape that Undying got. It's basically kept a lot of their heroes alive. Helps so much against Skywrath Mage, helps against Weaver. Empire's very burst damage heavy, and if they just stop that initial chain of initiation, they can win every fight now.
Yeah. Now, Naga picks up the Diffusal Blade, so the illusions all get mana burn, and this is when she gets really annoying. She can just send illusions on these supports. They do even more damage now, and say goodbye to your mana pools.
And it's another defensive item. Removes silences, removes amp damage.
Yeah?
If PyCat does this correctly and plays like zone them with illusions while semi-playing support and covering your allies, it makes Skywrath Mage worthless in a lot of ways, limits amp damage. They can remove ice armors on people. Like, Diffusal's actually really good this game. I kind of wish that he still would have an HP item. I still would like to see him go Octarine after this, but for now, they're so strong that he can get away with this, I think. He's got twice the last hits of the next highest person.
Yeah, and that net worth gap is pretty big as well. 50% ahead of the Weaver, 12K versus about 18. Whew.
They are winning the Dota game. That is pretty clear to see.
Yeah, and there is a Yule Scepter on the Earthshaker. That last puck, I think he was caught by the Yules from Earthshaker, not his own. So, of course, you can't blink out with that damage and stuff.
Oh, I like that they put the gem on the Naga here. That way, when he Manta splits or mirror images, he can send those illusions around to D-Ward. They just grabbed an Observer Ward kill with that. So even harder for them to have vision.
Yeah. Even better when you don't have to invest in the gem yourself. Although that is their gem that they have since re-recovered.
Okay.
So it was bought by Soxka.
So rightfully theirs.
Yep.
So now team fights are just very hard for Empire. Havos has had a rough game. He's 1-7-7 here. He was technically the carry this game, but he hasn't been able to be successful in getting kills. And he bought Tranquil Boots, so his overall farm rate's kind of low, despite his regen being higher.
Both teams had their position 1 farmers suffer early on. We'll hold that thought is down bottom. Yapsor blinks just in time before they catch him. Wow, what a heads-up play. This could be a team fight that breaks out. All 5 of Mama's boys lingering on the other side of the tree line. They're ready to take the engagement. They just destroy the puck. Bambo drops the Laguna.
God.
And they've got a 5v4 all of a sudden. They should be able to take out this tier 2 down bottom.
I've been waiting for that for 15 minutes, man. Like, it's like somebody to get ultied when they have a little bit of their HP missing.
Yeah.
And look at this. Havos can't even win a fight against an illusion right now.
Yeah, and the
just
figure
dead.
steps up. Yeah, there's nothing he can do. He just gets destroyed.
I mean, he could have ran away,
Well, yeah.
but he didn't do that either. So, and now they're going to follow up.
You know, I'm not even sure if he could have ran away there once he was committed to that illusion. Now we're going to see the rest of the fight break out. Gorietz just evaporates. I mean, now Empire just dropping like flies. None of the heroes that just died have buyback. Funnick, he's going to be in trouble. He doesn't have a buyback either. Are these illusions going to chase him down? Okay, he mechs. That'll keep him safe, but just barely. If he didn't have a mech there, I think he's dead.
He actually almost died in Fountain. He went down to 160 there, and that was a fissure and an illusion. I think the game just ends now. Empire absolutely can't defend. They have teamfight disadvantage. They've got all these dead heroes. They've got farm disadvantage. Weaver's not going to scale well here. He's got a Deso, but they can cover each other. Now that they have Glimmer Capes and Yules and stuff like that, they're going to keep people alive.
Yeah. I mean, Weaver is going into a damage item next. Demon Edge, either Crit or MKB. But it's just not enough compared to this Naga, who's now just massive. I mean, she's got another 1,200 gold already, just picked up the Diffusal, and it seems like there's just nothing slowing him down. But before that fight broke out, the point I wanted to make was both teams had position 1 farmers that suffered a lot. Black on the Venno and Havost on the Slardar. The difference is Black was able to recover. The Ancients worked wonders. Now he's got Blink, Veil, Ags. That's the trio of core items that Venno needs to be ridiculous. He's also level 16, so his ult is scary.
The only thing to make his ult better is, what, Aether Lens, increase it by 8% or something, increase the Gale range, that would be useful. But he's got everything he needs.
Oh, Bambo caught by Havos, but they've got the Glimmer Cape. There's a gem, and Bambo gets destroyed here. Soxa uses the ultimate. Song of the Siren from PyCat. Resets things a little bit. Maybe can set up with the Yapsor.
They're getting tomb zombies right now. They've got to, if they can defend the Tombstone, they're going to win this fight no matter what.
BKB used by the Weaver. He'll be able to get away. Havos not going to be so lucky.
Oh, they missed
Slithering
their stun.
Crush on a few. But look at all these zombies. They're just going to chase him down. They'll keep him
He might
slow.
blink. Yeah, he's gonna. Oh, that last one hit him.
Oh, meanwhile, in the mid lane, Black gets a double kill. Havos is definitely going down here, though. Skywrath and Lich just get obliterated by the Veno.
Yeah, he probably just blinked Gale ultied and they
Eddie
died.
had a double damage rune.
And then he just walked away. He's like, all right, see you guys. Gotcha. Like
so across the map, a 1 for 3.
So the difference about what you're talking about, why both carries getting kind of shut down, the difference is that Black farms so much better. Oh, they're going to get him!
Oh, Yapzor once again with the clutch Blink Echo.
That got him,
Saves
man.
Black, and again, no buybacks available for the 4 heroes dead on Empire.
So Veno basically had a rough early game, but he just farmed the whole time. And Slardar went around looking for kills because that's how Slardar gets items.
Yeah.
But he just didn't get the kills, and he doesn't farm as fast because he doesn't have AoE and the ability to push. So Veno went all in on pushing and farming abilities, and now he's at a point where he's extremely farmed and in a good place. So he's going to contribute now, whereas the Slardar won't. So like even the Weaver can't contribute much if he doesn't have BKB on and the Echo Slam comes through, he dies. Because they've got plenty of burst damage.
Like once Mama's Boys realize that Weaver isn't going to buy back here because he can't, this gets a little bit easier. Radiant's Courier also gets picked off. Aloha Dance taking big damage. They kill him here. This is really going to be costly. Puck has 5,000 gold right now.
What's the solution? I think he has to get Dagon maybe, but I don't know if that'll...
Definitely not pooling gold at this point when you're losing barracks, that's for sure. Funnick taking big damage as well. He's going to try to make it back to the well, but he's
dead.
galed, and he should die to the burn. Goriax,
Great deny.
these supports just...
Oh, he almost died too. They're
it
just
wasn't
not
really
safe.
nice deny, though. You're right.
They've got to fight through Plague Wards with the poison, so at any moment they could get Blink ultied from Venomancer. They could get Blink Echo Slam. They could have an invisible Lina just ulti them, Dragon Slave ulti them from Invis and kill them.
Yeah.
It's so tough. He's going to actually find a Havos here.
No
He
glyph,
gets
no
him.
courier. Oh, they completely catch him before he can initiate. There is a buyback available on Havos. Skywrath is down, though. None on him. FN, he has the BKB and MKB complete. He's got big damage. Can they make this hold? Gorietz gets obliterated in the blink of an eye. And FN forced to Shikuchi away. Brute Force is going to be the name of the game. GG's called by Empire as Weaver dies without buyback. FN disconnects right away, and Mama's Boys once again looking in incredible form. 2-0 over Empire in a very impressive
Like,
series.
Bambo just went 17-4-9 as an offlane Lina. Like, he created the most, like, that was
Ungodly
like,
amounts
that
of
was like
space.
4 games worth of space that he put into one game. Like, he actually just carried his team so hard in the early game. Pycat farmed amazingly fast once he got space. Venomancer farmed amazingly fast once he got space. But those mid-game fights were just stomped by Sakska, Yapzor, and Bambo. But, man, this game was MVP easily on Bambo, but his team completely did a great job once he created that space. And Monkey Boys, or Mama's Boys, sorry, I always say that.
Yeah, me too.
They deserve that 2-0 victory so
Absolutely.
hard. Like, are they going to win?
It's possible. If they keep playing like this with this lineup, I think there's a good chance they could claw their way back to the lower bracket because they started in the lower bracket. They were seeded down here, so it's a long grind, but so far so good. Fortunately, this means Empire will be making an early exodus from the tournament. Well, a middle exodus, I suppose, but they are eliminated. So sad for Empire fans out there. That said, though, we're going to cut to We're going to cut to a very short break, and then we're going to come back with the couch to break down this series, and of course we will have some fun content between our two series today. So stick around, folks. Captain's Draft 3 continues after this.